All right, the last section in chapter 34 is 34.6. Rome becomes an empire, 44 BCE to 14 CE. And the picture on the left, as emperor, Augustus encouraged education and literature. Here he reads to a group of citizens. Augustus ruled for 41 years until his death in 14 CE. Caesar's murder plunged Rome into civil wars that lasted over 10 years. When the fighting ended, Caesar's grandnephew and adopted son Octavian was the sole ruler of Rome. So began the Roman Empire, and Rome's fourth period of expansion. To gain power, Octavian had to defeat jealous rivals. One of them was Mark Antony, a popular general. Antony had married Queen Cleopatra of Egypt. In 31 BCE, Octavian defeated Antony and Cleopatra in a sea battle near Actium, Greece. His army chased the couple to Egypt, where they killed themselves. Octavian was now the supreme ruler of the Mediterranean region. Octavian knew that the Romans prized their republic. He told them he was restoring the authority of the Senate, but in fact, he was in complete control. The Senate gave him the title Augustus, which means revered or honored. He ruled for life as Caesar Augustus, and historians call him Rome's first emperor. Augustus encouraged education, art, and literature. He completed grand construction projects, repairing more than 80 temples. "I found Rome brick and left it marble," he boasted. He also gave Rome its first police force, firefighters, and library. Augustus ruled over more than 50 million people. He turned eastern kingdoms such as Judea and Armenia into Roman provinces. To better defend the empire, he pushed its borders to natural boundaries, the Rhine and Danube rivers in the north, the Sahara in the south, and the Atlantic in the west. The empire needed a strong economy. The Romans improved trade by building harbors, canals, and roads. Goods flowed across the empire and from as far away as China. Romans made trade easier by establishing a single system of currency. But Rome's final expansion brought new problems. To reform Roman morals, Augustus harshly punished people for being unfaithful to their husbands or wives. To protect himself and his family, he established a private army, the Praetorian Guard. Later, this same guard sometimes took part in murder plots against the emperors it was supposed to protect. Under Rome, the Mediterranean world was mostly at peace for 200 years. This period is called the Pax Romana, or Roman peace. But keeping the peace cost the Romans a great deal. During Augustus's reign, one rebellion in the east took 3 years and 100,000 soldiers to put down. And there's a map of the third expansion. Later emperors added to the territory controlled by Rome. From Britain to the Red Sea, a single power ruled over the greatest empire the world had ever known. All right, so in your ISN pages, they want you to describe the Pax Romana and other positive things that Augustus did, like he started the first fire department. So go through and just do bullet points of things that Augustus did during his reign that were positive, and then who might have had a negative feeling about this period of expansion. On the back of it, on page 240 in your ISN, you do not have to do the bottom half where it asks you to do a paragraph, but I do want you to do some bullet points of what were some of the benefits of Roman expansion, what was good about the expansion, and on the other side, what were some of the costs, what were some of the negative things that happened. Now, you're not going to be able to list them all, there's not that much room, but just 3 or 4 bullet points on each side would be enough. And the ISN pages are due on Monday, and you'll see that on Monday's list of work. You'll take the test on Monday as well. All right, guys, have a great weekend.